Okay, hello everyone, and let's start our novel Spektr demo, where I'm going to show new cool features with dynamic derivations. So, first of all, let's start from the slides, where I'm going to share the updates. Okay, so novel Spektr demo 4. And let me share the updates that we have in the milestone. So we are continue working on wallets improvement for rename and forget, and on application distribution and updates. And also we start working on staking improvements and proxy accounts and transaction. And dynamic derivation system almost complete, and we are going to release it for everyone next week. So let me explain what will be changed from the user perspective. So the pairing will be pretty the same, except that scanning the QR code will be different. So the way how you get the QR code will be changed because it's a new way in the Polkadot Vault. And the Polkadot Vault application should be updated from the App Store and the Google Play in order to get the latest version with dynamic derivation support. So you'll be able to create or import keys in the Nova Spektr, and I will show it later on the demo. And you can use these derived accounts that are derived from the keys in the Nova Spektr. So if to talk about the sign with the Polkadot Vault, it won't be changed from the user perspective. The QR code content will be changed, but the user experience, how you should use the Polkadot Vault for signing and Nova Spektr for signing, won't be changed at all. And one cool feature is that you can back up your keys with the Nova Spektr. So all the accounts from your wallets may be backed up and then exported and imported again in the Nova Spektr in case if you are changing your laptop or maybe reinstall the Nova Spektr. So the backup is really secure because this backup that is a YAML file doesn't store any sensitive information. It doesn't store any keys. It stores only the derivation path and the type of the account. So let me explain how it works. So all the secret information that is the root key that is derived from the seed phrase is stored in the Polkadot Vault. It's here. And the derivation path is managed in the Nova Spektr. So it's a string that's formed from / key derivation path, then / maybe shard or null. And only if you know these two components, then you can get key and as a result the account that will be managed. So the seed phrase is stored on the Polkadot Vault and the derivation path in the Nova Spektr, and new account may be stored anywhere. So you can store it only in the Nova Spektr, and I will show you how it works. So let's jump to the demo. I'm going to show how to pair a wallet, how to sign the operation, and a few cool multi-shard features. So before we start, let me, just a second, let me open the Nova Spektr. Okay, here it is. It looks pretty the same, but let's start with pairing the Polkadot Vault. So the menu is pretty the same, but you can see that this guide at the right was changed. So now you should open the Polkadot Vault and click on the public address of your key set. So I do that, and now it's just a single QR code. And now let me explain what happens here. The stake ops is the name that is transferred from the Polkadot Vault. So I can rename it to the demo and today. So what you see here at the right side, here you see the keys that will be created. So this is your root key, and here you can check its public address. And for each network, Nova Spektr will generate together with the Polkadot Vault new key. But now we see on the derivation paths, and for Polkadot it's Polkadot, for Kusama it's Kusama, for Akala it's Akala, and we use spec names from the chain spec in order to create this main account for each key. Also, I can hold the Option key on the macOS and Control on the Windows and Linux in order to highlight all this information. So I can scroll down and check these keys for other chains. So for West End, it will be West End. Also, here is a help where I can get information. So the vault is the root key in the root key hierarchy. So here it is. And my accounts will be derived from this key. So now we have only this public address, and it will be stored in the Nova Spektr, and derivation paths that will be stored in the Nova Spektr. But the seed phrase is still in your Polkadot vault. And here I can add more keys and import some keys, but let me try to add more keys. So this is may look pretty complex, and for most of users, you can just click to the continue, but let me explain what it is. So as I said, we have a main account for each network, but if I'd like to add more accounts, I can do it. So for example, on the West End, I will use it, but yeah, let's try the Polkadot. I'm going to have a few different keys. So I'm going to have a public account that I will share with my friends so that I will receive tokens to it. And it's one of a predefined account that we have. We have hot account, public account, staking account, and governance account. So I'm going to create a public one. It won't be sharded. And this is default name for a public account and the derivation path. I'm going to edit. Perfect. So here it is. I'm going to add one more account. For example, I'd like to make a staking, and I want to have this account sharded with 10 shards. So it means I'm going to create the set of accounts that will be managed as a single entity in the Nova Spektr. But from the blockchain perspective, it will be looks like different accounts. So you can read more here. And it's called staking sharded because I put sharded here. So staking sharded, and the derivation path is added. Okay, so it will be staking sharded with staking from 0 to 9. Okay, great. So also I can create a custom key. So the custom is something that is not covered by these 5 standard options that I have. So I can say for example, my super secret key. And here will be super secret. Okay, so and for the demo, I'm going to add a West End, and it will be a staking account with 10 shards. So I edit, and now I click save. So let's check what was changed. So now on the Polkadot, I see that there is a main account, public account with the derivation path, Polkadot path, and staking sharded with Polkadot staking 0, Polkadot staking 1, Polkadot staking 2, and so on, Polkadot staking 9. And my super secret key. And for each type of key, we have a different set of items. And let's check the West End. So I have a main key and the staking sharded key. So nice, but you can say that it's just keys. So I have some public key here, and I have only derivation path. How can I get the address? And the answer is pretty short. So in cooperation with the Polkadot Vault team, we can make we have updated the Polkadot Vault, and we have a new type of a QR code that allows to send the public key and set of derivation paths for which I'm going to get the addresses. And Polkadot Vault will generate addresses and send them back to the Nova Spektr. And it will be a list of addresses that will be saved in the Nova Spektr. So when I click continue, I'm getting the new QR code. So I have to scan it. And now Polkadot Vault generates the set of addresses. And it will be encoded in the QR code that I scan back. So it's a multi-frame QR code because number of address is big. So it's about 19 addresses that I'm creating. Just wait for a second. So now it's ready. And now I have my new wallet. It's a multi-shard wallet. And I can check it. And now I see that here is the main account, but now I can see the address here, and the derivation path is the same, derivation path / Polkadot. It's a public account, derivation path, Polkadot path, and now I see the address taken sharded with set of 10 shards, and now each of them has the address. And let's check the west end. Here I see the main account and the staking sharded. So pretty cool. Okay, so now let's check how the staking will work. I will switch to the west end. And now you can see that the staking dashboard is pretty changed. So I have an account, a single account here, and it's showing one line. But for the sharded account, I see here the dropdown and see the list of shards here. And for each of these shards, I can make a multi-shard operation. So if to compare it with a previous version of multi-shard accounts in the Nova Spektr, here is the checkbox that allows to select all the shards from the sharded account. So I will select 9 of them, and I will try to make the operation. So for example, I'm going to start staking from these 9 accounts. And for example, I'm going to stake 4 VND and select a few validators, for example, 3 of them. And now you see that I'm staking, the total staking amount is 36 VNDs, accounts, validators are here. And now I can sign it. And you can see that from the user perspective, nothing changes. So I'm getting the multi-frame QR code. I just scan it with the latest version of the Polkadot Vault. So I'm scan it. I see the description of the Polkadot Vault of this multi-shard operation. And now I scan it back. Okay, there are 5 frames, and the operation is being submitted right now. So the cool story here that I can show it in my Polkadot Vault, that there are no these accounts here. So there is no the set of 90 accounts in the Polkadot Vault for this key set, because all these accounts are stored only in the Nova Spektr and always derived automatically when the key is generated. So the key for each shard or each account is generated in the Polkadot Vault only when the signing is required. That's pretty cool. So now you can see that taking fast because each of shards take 4 VND. And also we can check it in the Explorer, but I think there is no need for it. And here I see the total staking amount and staking rewards for the all sharded account. So it's pretty cool. It's really nice UX for the multi-shard operation. Also, I mentioned about importing and exporting accounts. So let me show how it works. So what can I do? I can export key set, and I can do it. And I can name it somehow. Okay. And now let's check. Okay. So here, the YAML file is generated, and the structure is really clear. Here's a vault public key that is not secret. Here is the chain ID. It's a Polkadot. And now we have a key, its derivation path, its type and name. Key, derivation path, type and name, but there are no addresses, there are no keys here. So, and we have it for each network. So I can then use it for importing. And let me show how it works. For example, I'm going to create a new key. Okay. I will use the same key set from the Polkadot Vault. Okay, so I scan the QR code again. And you see that for each account, there is only one main account for each chain. I click to the import and select this YAML file. And now you see that 22 keys added for 2 networks. And it means, if you remember, for the Polkadot vault, for the Polkadot, I added a few keys. For the West End, I added a few keys. So it were added. And 72 derivation paths are duplicated. It's all main derivation paths because they're already predefined by the Nova Spektr. So I click continue. And now I see that the same picture, the main, public, staking sharded, my super secret key, and the same for the West End here, main and staking sharded. Let me change the name. So demo, and I will say import here. Okay, the same flow for getting addresses. So I click scan on the Polkadot vault, then unlock it and scan the result back. Okay, just a second. So 37 frames. Yeah, it takes time. Okay, super. So, and let's go to the staking and check. Yeah, and I see the same picture like on the previous wallet that was created without import. And I can check the wallet details and we can check addresses here. My super secret key, pub account, and we can try to remember the addresses, check them in another wallet. Yeah, and it's the same. So it means that import and export work correctly. This feature is really powerful. So you shouldn't create all your keys in the Polkadot vault. You can create it in Nova Spektr right now, and also you can create it in the YAML file or export from Nova Spektr to the YAML file. And next time when you install the Nova Spektr on another laptop, or maybe just remove your wallets occasionally, you can re-import them once again. So I hope that you really enjoy it, and let's go back to the slides. Okay, so you always can find the source code and docs for the Nova Spektr, so you can already try this feature, but it won't be the official release. You can build it from the source code. And follow us in all social media in order to get the latest updates. So thanks everyone, and have a good day. Bye-bye.